All right. So I took advantage of that Prime deal through a friend because I don't really mess with Apple at all. But hey, tax included, it was $50 on Prime Day, and it comes the next day. So here they are, uh, vintage set, special set, the Shriek Hawk team or Shriek Hawks, and I already have past Vista, which will be added to this plus Din and Bo. But I really want to stop for a second because there are two things, and I'd like to hear anyone that knows better than me. But I don't really have more than one of these like deluxe sets from way back in the day, and I for sure thought, and you can see it, how the box is cut out. I thought it was like something that you could display as is, or take them out and repack it like most most of the products they made in the last what 8, 9, 10 years now. But no, as you can see, and it reminds me of that sneak peek Power of the Force Maze Window from like '98, who came in the smallest of box, mail away and whatever, and it was like you cannot if you take him out of the box, you can't really put him back in because it's like glued, like this one is like glue seal, and that is really my biggest takeaway from this because I really wanted to definitely display them with the rest of the Mandalorians that I have, especially like I said with Paz Vizsla and the whole recreate the whole thing with the rescuing Ragnar. But I for sure thought when I saw the pictures that it was something that had a bubble that was like literally attached to the cardboard here, and you could just like open the side and take him out, and then put him back. As all those great figures that they made in the last 10 years. Like I said, you can't do that. I can see that now. It's, I mean, it is what it is. Minor letdown because I was planning on displaying them, outside of the box, anyways. But still, I thought it was worth mentioning. Also because it's pretty evident, like I said, you can see there's this gap in here. Like, I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, I'm doing this with an iPad, so whatever. And in broad daylight. So yeah, man, it kind of like it really kind of sucks. And the printout as well is like Mandalorian Street Hawks is almost glued on top of it, which is like it must have been just like something that they didn't prepare for, something that just happened during like between design and then reproduction and then quality control and whatever. Aside from that, yeah, aside from that, the figures are great. Let me get you a good look at this, even though it's not quite the review of the figures, but you can see the paint apps are spot on, and you can see. I mean, you can tune into the episode where you see them, but in the back there's a pretty good picture of like all four of them, and the top half of their armor, and it's like pretty spot on. And you can see that like the paint apps are pretty spot on, and the colors for each one of them, the stripes on the two of them plus the female, and not a stripe on the last one there, and the armor is different. You can see the armor is actually different, which is a great touch. Amazing, really, it's pretty cool. Even a side pouch that's different from the rest. The jetpacks, of course, are usually the same, and they've been using this a lot in the Mandalorian TV show, but that's okay. Each one of them gets a knife, which is pretty cool. It's awesome. All of them get a knife. Seems like it's pretty uniform for their team to pack a knife as part of their arsenal, and like probably their second go-to weapon. If they lose the blaster, the knife comes out before any gauntlet weapon. And so yeah, I mean the figures themselves, I'm sure, are awesome. Two of them have the skirt and the comma. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be pretty happy with the figures once I take them out. But aside from that, like I said, it's just weird that it has that feature that you cannot repack them, unless you reglue it, and that's gonna get very messy. But Mandalorian Street Hawks are right there, and that's pretty nice. It's pretty cool. Uh, yeah, it's the Racing Stripes Mandalorian on the title, which is awesome. Not a lot of those in the vintage collection. The picture in the back is outstanding. It's pretty nice. It's when they finally take over Navarro, I think, and they're about to be recognized by Griff Karga as the liberators of Navarro. Anyway, pretty cool stuff. I like it a lot. Just wanted to mention that other thing. And as far as the packaging goes, yeah, it comes like this, pretty slim box. Careful when you open it because you really like when I try like to guess where the actual because you see how this comes in, right? Like it's like big cardboard, you know, in the title and then the actual package. So the way that it was packed, I was trying to figure out where the empty space was so I could cut there first, and I didn't get it right, and I did scratch up a little minor scratch on the side of the side of the box there. You can't even see it, but yeah, actually it might have been this side. Other than that, yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty great. I'm gonna cut this video now. Just wanted to show you that as you all are gonna get these figures pretty soon. That Amazon deal is pretty good. That's why I got them. I don't have Amazon, but a friend of mine was able to hook it up, and it comes the very next day. So for $50 and like 50 cents, you're probably gonna beat every other offer out there for the rest of this year. So yeah, that's the look of them. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later.